Welcome to our channel. In this session, we are going to discuss about data types in Java. First of all, what is mean by data type? The data type specifies the type of information that is expecting as input to the program, the type of information that is stored in a variable, the type of information that we are providing input to the program, the type of data that we are getting as output to the program. Simply, the data type specifies the type of data. Now, data types are categorized into two types. One is primitive data types. Second one is non-primitive data types. Primitive data types and non-primitive data types. What is mean by primitive data types? In the simplest form, the single valued data formats. The single valued data formats are called primitive data types. Primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are called the group valued data formats. Are called non-primitive data types. These non-primitive data types are also called as referential data types. Are also called as referential data types. Okay. First, we are moving into primitive data types. We are moving into primitive data types. And so, primitive data types. The primitive data types is again categorized into two types. One is Boolean and second one is numeric. Second one is numeric. So again, numeric is divided into character data and here integral. Numeric is divided into character integral. Again, integral is divided into integer and floating. Okay. Now, finally, the primitive data types is categorized into four types. One is integer. Second one is floating. Third one is character, and the next one is Boolean. Next one is Boolean. Now we will move one by one. What is the first one? Integer data type. Now, integer is simply the numeric data, and the integer is used to represent whole numbers. Remember, the integer is used to represent whole numbers. That means the numbers without decimal points. The numbers without decimal points are called integer data types. Now, what are the different types comes under integer? So the different data types that comes under integer are byte, short, int, long. These are the data types. So the data types vary based on the type and based on the size. Byte. What is the size? 1 byte. So this is the data type name. This is the size. Size specifies how much memory is allocated for a variable. For this data type, it allocates 1 byte. 1 byte in the sense 8 bits. Remember, every memory is in the form of binary, that is bits only, short. Short means 2 bytes of memory. That means 2 into 8, 16 bits like this. Integer means 4 bytes of memory. Long specifies 8 bytes of memory. 8 bytes of memory. So these are the 4 integer data types: byte, short, into, long. Generally, byte and short, these two data types are used to hold stream data, are used to hold stream data. Stream data in the sense multimedia data and integer. Generally, we are using integer. In our normal programming, basically, we are using integer. Now, long. Long is used to hold the biggest numbers. Long is used to hold the biggest numbers like phone number, card numbers, account numbers. To store such type of information, we are using long. Okay, but everyone remember one point. If you declare a variable as a long variable, for example, long some phone number is equal to, here long is the data type, phone number is the variable. Suppose my phone number, so it does not take. Remember, the rule is, if you are assigning a long value, we must use L in the right side of the value, either capital L or small l. That is not a problem, but compulsory you need to use L. Then only it becomes a long variable. Clear? That is integer data type. Next, come to second one, floating data type. So floating is used to store real values. Real values means the values with some decimal points. You understand the difference? So to store the numerics, we are using either integer or floating. Suppose your value does not consist of any decimal points, go to integer. Suppose your value consists of some decimal point, go to float. Real values with some decimal point. What are the different types? Two types are there. The data type name. One is float, second one is double. So what is the size? The size of float is 4 bytes. The size of double is 8 bytes. Remember. Now, in our normal programming, we are using float. That means by default, in our normal, we are using float. Obviously, for storing the biggest real values and for scientific values, we prefer to use double. Remember, by default, by default, every real value is a double. System takes every real value is a double. How to make the value float? By using capital F or small f at the right of the value. Suppose see this one, float some a is equal to 2.3. By default, system takes this one as the double value. You need to mention f. Whenever you are using f, then only system consider this as the floating value. Clear? These are the two data types for storing real values. Third one. What is third one? Character. The name specifies which is used to store a single valued character. That means we can store only a single character, and character must be represented in single quotations. In single quotation, suppose A, this is a character. B, this is a character. X, this is a character. What is the data type? The data type name is char. The data type name is char. What is the size? The size is 2 bytes. The size is 2 bytes. So, character data type which is used to store a character. And the last one is Boolean data type. Boolean data type, simply the data type is existed in the form of true or false. Suppose if you want to store the values either true or false, in that situation you are using Boolean data type. What is the name of the data type? Small b, Boolean. Memory is 1 bit only. Remember, the memory is 1 bit only. Clear? These are the primitive data types. So, remember, the primitive data types are categorized into 4 types. Integer. Under integer, 4 types. So, the data types vary based on the sizes. Now, to store numeric, one more is there, that is floating, which is used for real numbers. So those are vary according to the sizes. Now, next one is character. So only one is available. Finally, Boolean. Only one data type Boolean is available. These are the primitive data types. Now, what are the non-primitive data types? Next one, non-primitive data type specifies, already I given, the group value data formats. Group value data formats. So, these non-primitive data types are divided into 4 categories: class, interface, array, enum. Okay, we already know the class. Now understand. So class is also a data type. A class is used to create multiple objects. Generally, the primitive data types are used to create simple values. Non-primitive data types are used to refer the objects. Anyway, we will discuss non-primitive data types one by one in the later session. Each one is a huge topic. Okay. Now, what is your aim? Our aim is we are writing one sample program related to this primitive data types. Related to this primitive data types. Okay. Write down one program. Class, the program related to primitive data types. Class demo data type 1. Suppose this is my class name. For easily understanding, I am using the class names like this. Within the class, whenever open, don't forget to close. And then everything is written inside this only. Now, write down public static void main string args of Okay, just for our understanding, I am using indentation also. Now, here I am writing the different data types. What is the first one? Byte. Suppose give the names directly, I given the value byte A is equal to 5. So here byte is the data type. A is the variable. What is a variable? Variable is used to hold the value. Now, variable A holds the value 5. Next, short. All are in lowercase only. Short sum b is equal to some 123. Now, int. Observe, byte means only one byte. We are storing smaller numbers. Short means compared to byte, we can store some big numbers. Int. Compared to short, we can store some large numbers. Suppose int. Some c is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is integer value. Now, long. Some d is equal to L, either capital L or small l. So those are integers completed. Now float. Some e is equal to 2.34 f. Don't forget to write f. Compulsory you need to write f. Then only that becomes the floating value. That becomes the floating value. Float. Double. Some f is equal to a, b, c, d, f are the variable names. That is a double. Now, char, some g is equal to some letter x. Char, finally, boolean, some h is equal to, I am given the value true. Here you can give any value, either true or false. So, here just I am reading all the data types and I am printing the values. My program is just printing the values. System dot out dot println byte A is equal to, remember, whatever the statement you are writing inside double quotations, that is exactly printed on the output screen. Don't forget, exactly printed. Here it does not consider anything. Whatever you written inside quotation blindly, that is printed on the console. And if you want to print your values, so plus specifies concatenation. That means first to print this value. After that, I am writing the variable name. What happened? For this value, the A is a variable. Whenever you are writing any variable outside the quotation, the variable is replaced with their value. Variable is replaced with their value. Okay. So system dot out dot println byte short. So just for your understanding, short type. So observe, whatever you written exactly that is printed. Start type. Here what is the value required? I need B. So write down B. Now int some C is equal to, here my value is C. Here I need D. So what is D according to my program long? My variable D. Now float E. Here it does not consider the spellings also. Whatever you written inside the quotation, exactly the same thing is displayed, double value. Suppose I written the message like this. See this one. EFG. G is a character. Finally, the last one, Boolean. Boolean H. Okay. Now my program is completed. Observe only it consider the variables that are written after the plus. Save the program. The program is saved with, I already said, save the program with this class name. Save. Control S. So I already said this is the folder where I am storing all my programs. Demo, data, type 1 dot java. Press enter. Now go to the command prompt. Go to the location where your Java files is stored. CD space Java programs 99. This is the location. First stage is compilation. Demo, data, type 1 dot java. So your program does not consist of any errors. So already you know, if your program does not consist of any error means stage compilation is completed, it generates .class file. Next, Java space demo data type 1. See this one? Byte type, whatever the statement I return. This is my double quotation. So the right side value A is I given as 5. Whatever the values you given, exactly those values are taken. Exactly those values are taken. This is data type. These are the different data types that are used in Java. Okay. Thank you.